So welcome to the third part of the video. I'll be starting from question number 101 to 150. So 101. Recently, 3 countries has been admitted as new members of the New Development Bank. So choose the odd one. So currently this year, 3 countries have been added to the members of the New Development Bank of BRICS, that is Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. These 3 countries were UAE, Bangladesh, and Uruguay. So the odd one is Sri Lanka. So Sri Lanka is the answer. After Karnataka, which state has become the second state to implement the national education policy? So the national education policy was passed in 2020, and Karnataka was the first state to implement this NEP, and the second state is the state of Madhya Pradesh. So Madhya Pradesh is the second state to implement this new education policy of 2020. Next, which operation was undertaken by Indian government to evacuate citizens from Afghanistan? So following the capture of the Afghanistan by the Taliban, there was a sense of concern and for the Indian citizens, and as a result of which the Indian government initiated the Operation Devi Shakti to rescue Indians from Afghanistan. Next, which movement is also known as the Delhi Chalo movement? So the Delhi Chalo movement is related to the individual satyagraha of 1940. So how did this individual satyagraha started? So individual satyagraha started because when the government failed to listen to the demands of the freedom fighters for their inclusion in the Second World War, Mahatma Gandhi launched an satyagraha known as individual satyagraha of 1940, and the first individual satyagraha was Vinoba Bhave, the second was Jawaharlal Nehru, and the third was Brahma Dutt. So the slogan of Delhi Chalo was given during the individual satyagraha movement. Next, so 106 is numericals. I'll be solving in next videos. Which type of glass is used in the manufacture of prisms and lens of optical instrument? So the flint glass is used for the manufacture of optical glass, whereas Pyrex glass is used for manufacture of laboratory equipments. Next, the working of atom bomb is based. So the working of atom bomb is based on the principle of uncontrolled nuclear fission. So there are 2 types of uses of this fusion principle. First is in the nuclear plant, where controlled nuclear fission is used, and for atom bomb, uncontrolled nuclear fission is used. However, there's another one type of atom bomb called hydrogen bomb, which uses the principle of uncontrolled nuclear fusion. So for the normal atom bomb, the principle is uncontrolled nuclear fission. The best conductor of electricity. So the best conductor of electricity among the 4 metals is silver, because silver is the best conductor of electricity. However, we do not use silver for electrical equipment, rather copper, because copper is very cheap. So silver is the most best conductor of electricity, followed by copper. So answer is silver. The first Indian army was formed under Captain Mohan Singh, and he established the Indian National Army in 1942. Next, Jainism reached the highest point during which time? So Jainism reached its highest point during the rule of Chandragupta Maurya, who is also the founder of the Mauryan Empire, and it was during his reign that the Jainism was divided into 2 sects, that is the Svetambars and the Dikambars. The Svetambars are white clad, that is they wear white clothes, whereas Dikambars, they are naked. So during the tenure of Chandragupta Maurya, the Jainism got divided. Next, the profit earning after selling an article is 1,754, is same as the loss incurred by selling the article for 1,492. What is the cost price of the article? So to do this numerical, we should know that for calculating the profit, the formula is selling price minus cost price. that is the selling price should always be greater than the cost price, and for loss the cost price is greater than the selling price. So using this formula, if we put for selling price 1754 and the selling price for the loss is 1492, so if we do the simple math, the answer comes to 1623. So this is the answer. Next. So a bus covers a distance of 12 km in 10 minutes. If it takes 6 seconds to pass a telegraph post, then what is the length of the train? So first measure that speed is equal to distance by time. And since distance is given in 12 km, convert it into meter because the answer is in meter. So it will be 1000 meter divided by time is 10 minutes. So again time is given in seconds, so multiply by 60. So if we put the if we calculate the answer, if you find the speed, you'll find the speed, and since speed is already calculated by in the last sum, we got the speed and time is given for 6 seconds. So if you put speed is equal to distance by time, we can already measure the distance because distance will be this speed into time. So the speed calculated into 6 seconds will give the answer of 120 meter. Next, the Royal Indian Navy mutiny took place in the year. So the Royal Indian Navy mutiny took place in 1946, February of 18. So the Royal Indian Navy mutiny occurred because of the adverse situation that the sailors were faced, that the sailors were facing in the ships, like low standard food and racial harassment in the ships. So as a result of this, the Royal Indian Navy mutiny took place in 1946 in February of 18, and as a result of which the Royal Indian Navy led to the sending of the cabinet mission immediately, because the British government feared that a revolt in the navy would mean harm to the British Empire itself. Next, in the event of that an party is aggrieved with the decision of the district customary court, the party can appeal to. So the district customary court is a court that is used to provide justice concerning our customary rights, and if the aggrieved party is not satisfied with the decision, they can approach the higher authority, that is the district customary court. Above is only the high court, and above the high court we can approach the supreme court. So the answer is high court. The word morong has been derived from the Assamese word. So Assamese word is for morong means a big log drum. It is also called Adam's apple or voice box. So the voice box is larynx. If you look at the pharynx is actually as part of the human system that serves both respiratory and digestive system. We must have noticed that in the neck there, when there's a choking, there is when we eat food, the food get choked and we are unable to breathe. This is because the food pipe and the windpipe are connected by a thin strip of line, and this is called the pharynx. This pharynx controls both our breathing as well as digestive system. So and the answer to the question, the Adam's apple is larynx. Larynx is the voice box, the which provides for the voice that is low for male and high for female. The calendar for the year 2007 is same as the year. So from 2007 to 2000, we must calculate the time. Say this, for example, if 2007 is Monday, so we must calculate for 2008 will be Tuesday. However, since 2008 is a leap year, we must put 2 days, that is Tuesday and Wednesday. Next, for 2009 it will be Thursday, and so on. If we go on calculating for leap year as well as the normal year, for leap year you put 2 days extra, and for normal year 1 day extra, the answer will come to 2018. So Which Magadha emperor was also known as Agrames to the Greeks. So Agrames to the Greeks was called Dhanananda since. And why this Dhanananda is important? Dhanananda is important because it was during the rule of Dhanananda that Alexander the Great invaded India, and he reached the Jhelum River but did not conquer the whole of India. How? And looking at the other option, Ajada Mahabharata Nanda. Mahabharata Nanda is the first ruler of the Nanda dynasty, and Ajatasattu is the second ruler of the Haryanga dynasty, and he was the son of Bimbisara, the ruler of the Haryanga dynasty, and Udayan is the son of Ajatasattu. Next, but the answer is Dhanananda. Clement Attlee, who became the Prime Minister of Britain after the Second World War, was elected through. So, Clement Attlee was a socialist in nature, and he belonged to the Labour Party, and he was a close friend of Jawaharlal Nehru. And it was during his prime ministership that India achieved independence. Which vitamin is generated through the exposure of sunlight? So, the exposure of sunlight is provided by vitamin D, and vitamin C is provided in citric fruits. And we must also know the chemical names of all the vitamins. Vitamin A is retinol. Vitamin B has various types from B1 to B12, and vitamin C is also known as ascorbic acid, and vitamin D is also known as calciferol, and this vitamin is provided by exposure to sunlight. Next is 122. So 121 you can do it. Next, 122. The term Pakistan was termed by. So the term Pakistan was first termed by Chaudhry Rehmat Ali, and he termed it in 1933 in his pamphlet Now or Never, where he where he coined the term Pakistan. The largest phylum containing the maximum number is. So the largest phylum consists of the arthropoda, which includes the insects like the spiders, centipedes, and all the 4 to 8 like insects. Next, Kohima is known as. So the question to this is wrong because it should not be Kohima but it should be Nagaland. So Nagaland is known as the Switzerland of the East. During the 20th year of his reign, Ashoka visited which place and built the Romedei pillar. So the Romedei pillar was built at the birthplace of Lord Buddha, that is Lumbini. Next, 126. Catch Them Young tourney organized by the Nagaland government is under article under 18. Who won the Bible for 50th Chamada Historic Assembly constituency? So this was won by S. Kyoshu Yamchungur. Next, the Nagaland government announced the Year of Entrepreneurs. So Nagaland announced the Year of Entrepreneurs on 2010. Zynoric initiative was started by Richard Bello, and this initiative was related to construction using bamboo. Next, 133. The famous Sudarshan Lake was built by. So the Sudarshan Lake was built by Pushya Gupta, who was an officer in the Chandragupta Maurya ruler, and he built it in Saurashtra. And this lake was rebuilt by Rudraman I. The product of two whole numbers 1500 and the HCF is 10. Find the LCM. So we know that the product of two whole numbers is equal to the product of the LCM and the HCF. So if we calculate this, the answer is 150. Next, the literacy rate of Nagaland as per 2011 census is 79.55. Who is the author of the book Gita Govinda Jayadev's Divine Odyssey? So Gita Govinda was authored by Jayadeva, and it was written by Mahadevan Acharya. Next, which football player has been honored by Guinness Book of World Records for becoming the highest goal scoring man in international football? So this has been given to Cristiano Ronaldo for scoring 115 goals in international football. Next, Mitra scheme announced in budget is associated with. So Mitra scheme is associated with textile. Mitra stands for Mega Integrated Textile Region and Apparel, and this has been related to textile region, which aims to establish 7 textile parks all over the country. And this was launched in 2012 to 2021 to 22, and the ministry is Mrs. Smriti Irani. Nalaja Bodan Ramdani is the first female prime minister of Tunisia. Sarva Shiksha Abhiyan was implemented in Nagaland in the year 2003. However, all over India was launched in 2001 under the prime ministership of Atal Bihari Vajpayee to provide education. Next, 142. Manikya Malai, one of the famous epics of the Sangam age, was written by. So this was written by Satanar. There are many epics of the Sangam age. One is the Manikya Malai, second is the Silapatakam, and third one is Shivaka Siddhamani. And much like the Mahabharata and the Ramayana, they are also the epics of the Sangam age. And Manikya Malai was authored by Satanur. Next, fiscal policy in India is formulated. So fiscal policy refers to all the rate, like collection of tax and rate of tax and how much tax should be collected, and this has been formulated by the Ministry of Finance. Labasna is a premier training institution for the civil service in India, and this is located in Mussoorie. Labasna stands for Lal Bahadur Shastri National Academy for Administration. So 145, man, machine, master. So man uses machine, in the same way master uses slaves for its work, which led. So 147, 146 and 7 you can do it yourself. Next is Dasavatara temple, one of the oldest temple in India, is located at Deoghar. So this Dasavatara temple is located in Uttar Pradesh, and this was built around 400 to 500 AD during the reign of the Gupta's empire, and this is considered as one of the oldest temple of Hinduism. Next, 149, Nagaland University was established in the year. So Nagaland University was established in the year 1994, September of 6. So the last question for today is, the total length of the national highways in Nagaland is approximately. So the national highways of Nagaland is approximately 1496 kilometers. 1496. So just take the round figure of around 1500 kilometers. So with this, the third part of the NPSC mock test video has come to an end. I hope you all like the video. Thank you all.